I have so many things that I want to get done in my yard and gardens today. It's a beautiful day. I don't have anything else planned, so I plan to get some of these things done anyway. The number one thing that I'm going to do is put this animal deterrent in my garden bed here. I have a hardy hibiscus plant. It's one of the pretty, I don't know, summerific, one of those I think. And it's growing beautifully, but I see that I have some chomping going on here. And here's more right here and here. So I ordered this contraption from Amazon. A gardening, well, she's really a landscape designer that I follow on Facebook. Her name is, what is her name? Oh, her name is Carmen Johnson, I do believe. Anyway, she said that these really work. But then I read in the comments people saying, well, it didn't work in my yard. It didn't work in my yard. Anyway, I bought one and I'm putting it right here by this plant, and hopefully it will deter the deer. You see, I already have an elephant garlic planted right in front of this hibiscus. And I guess it's not doing very much to keep the deer off of this plant, since I already have some browse, since the deer have already been snacking on this plant. So hopefully this will deter the deer also. It's solar powered. I'm going to turn it on. And it emits a high-pitched sound when something comes close to it. And I guess it does that little blinking of the light also. So hopefully it will scare them off. Oh, did you see that blinking? Ah! Maybe it will freak the deer out and they will get the heck up out of here. That's what I'm hoping. So I'm just going to put this right here beside this plant. And I also need to cut the old growth. And all I'm going to do is, has the little pointy end, I'm going to put it in the ground. And it'll collect the sunshine and hopefully it'll keep the deer off of this plant. I also need to weed in here very badly. Maybe I'll get some of that done too. Who knows? But I am going to cut this old off. Oh, that one just came up. No problem. Okay, there it is. It's not a bad looking piece of equipment. And if it'll save my hibiscus, it's worth it. I'll let y'all know how it goes. The next thing that I need to do is stake that dahlia. I planted those tubers several years ago in this garden bed, and I might get a couple of blooms every year, but not many. I just don't think that my area is the greatest for growing dahlias. But since this one has come up and decided to grow, I thought that I would try to support it as best I can. So I put a couple of these little stakes in the ground, and I'm going to use these little clips to secure it to the little post, and maybe that'll help. Let's see. I don't even know if you can see this, but I have several. Well, that one's not big enough. Luckily, I have some more. We'll see how that does. All right, I got my dahlia staked. Isn't this butterfly weed pretty? I think this is the third year that it has come back for me. Next up, I have a barberry shrub that I need to get in the ground. When the big tree fell over, it messed that bed up and it kind of uprooted my barberry, but the barberry's still alive. I just need to put it in a spot where it can live forevermore. And I think I have a good spot. It needs full sun and it has thorns on it, so I don't want to put it in a spot where people will walk by and try to touch it. So I think I have a good spot over here. Let's go see. That area right there looks like a good spot. It's on this hillside. People are not climbing up and down that part of the hill. If they try to climb up and down the hill, they use this little spot where I have some homemade steps. But that gets plenty of sun. It's kind of on a slope, so water runs off that area. I don't think barberries like to be sitting in water. So I think that'll be a good spot for it. Here we go. Some people have fancy kneeling pads for their garden work. I just have an old pillow from my bed. It works fine. Ooh. So here's the barberry. I dug the hole. My phone overheated, so I had to take it inside and let it cool off. I put a little fertilizer in this hole. I really don't know if it needs it or not, but I don't know if barberries like really fertile soil, but it was just a little bit of some kind of organic something, so I don't figure it'd harm it. I'm gonna plant this up a little bit, a little high. Just clay dirt clods. That's what I'm dealing with. But it's fine. It'll be great. We can do it. At least I don't think the deer are going to bother this. which will be great. Maybe I should just get a yard full of barberries. That'd be okay. They're bright and colorful. Yeah, that looks pretty. We had lots of rain last night, so that soil or clay dirt is very moist, and the root ball of that barberry was plenty moist too. So I'm not gonna give it too much water right now. I think it'll do just fine. I'm so glad to finally get that done. That had been weighing heavy on me that I needed to try to replant that shrub. All right, I'm over here in the shade, gonna show you what I'm gonna plant next. But my phone has overheated twice, so I thought, well, I better do some of this in the shade or I'll never get this video made. Okay, I have a couple of raised beds that I'm going to put some straight neck squash and Black Beauty zucchini squash. These are the yellow ones, and this is a green zucchini. And then I'm also going to plant some of these rattlesnake beans. These are a pole bean. So I'm gonna plant these at the back of the bed and let them crawl up a stake and up the fence. I think that'll be all right. And then I have 4 of these peppers, bell peppers. These are Big Bertha sweet peppers. And I have 4 of them. They're looking kind of yellow. I don't know what that means. They probably need some fertilizer. And then I have 4 of these jalapeno peppers, hot peppers. The last couple of times I've tried to plant peppers, they didn't really make. I know that they need hot weather and hot and dry is what I've heard. Maybe we can do it this year. And then I have 2 of these cayenne hot peppers that I'm going to plant over there in those beds. So maybe we'll be able to get a few peppers this summer. Okay, first thing I'm going to plant are these rattlesnake pole beans. I'll put my little marker in the back, but I think I'll remember what they are. And I'm just gonna make a little divot. I don't know, I guess about that far apart. And put a couple of bean seeds, whatever you want to call them, in each hole. And then let them grow up. I'll put a stake in here and let them grow up and grow up that fence. Because I love string beans. This is what they look like. And I'm gonna put 2 beans in each hole. I bought these beans the end of last year. Maybe they'll still do okay. Cover them up, and then when we see them germinate and see the little green coming out, I'll put a little pole for them to run up. Yeah, so that was easy enough. And I'm going to do the same thing in the bed behind you. right, I have dilly-dallied with this enough, and it's getting hot, and my phone is overheating, and I'm overheating. So I've gone round and round with what I should put where. It doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna get it in the soil. So the zucchini squash, I'm gonna put 2 little seeds down here and kind of let them grow, let it grow around this way and up and over this way, and 2 seeds on that end. And then I'll put maybe my cayenne peppers on the inside of the bed, and then I'll put my yellow squash and the bell peppers and the jalapeno peppers in the bed behind you. So let's do this. I'm putting 2 seeds right there, and I have a little marker, and I'm gonna put 2 seeds right here. This is what they look like. Can you see that? Well, I'll put 3. These are left over from last year too, so, but maybe they'll work. I'll mark that with that little thing right there. All right, here's the cayenne. I might be able to. Uh-oh. I think I have another room for a pepper right there. I'll put a Big Bertha sweet pepper right here. I finally got it all done. My phone overheated again, but I got all the peppers, the beans, the zucchini, and the yellow squash. I got them all in the raised beds. I got them all fertilized. I used some of that fish emulsion fertilizer and watered. So now all we have to do is wait for them to grow. But I'm glad to have that checked off the list. I felt like I was getting behind in my gardening, which I was. But I shouldn't feel like that. I mean, it's not like it's a race or a competition with anybody. I just want to be able to get a few peppers and beans and tomatoes and eat them. Hopefully. hopefully we'll be able to grow them and eat them. Anyway, it's been a beautiful day, and I hope that y'all are finding time to get out in your garden or go plant a container in your yard somewhere. It's just that easy. Sometimes I just have to make myself get up and do it, because sometimes it's hard to get started for me. But once I get going, it's fun. And I'm glad that y'all are here to spur me on. I appreciate you. All right. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.